Okay, we're going to look at on this video how to find the intersection of two graphs or two functions. So if we have, we call two functions that we're looking, two or more functions that we're looking at the same time, a system of functions. That was horrible. Let's try that again. Yeah, I'm just struggling. There we go. That was slightly better. So if I give you 1/2 x plus 2 and 3 to the x plus 2 minus 4. So this is a line and this is an exponential equation, and we want to find their intersection. So typically the instructions will say something like solve the system of equations. So when you're solving, you want to know when the x and the y are the same. So we're going to put this into y1 and this into y2. I'm going to choose to write 1/2 as 0.5 because it's a smaller amount of buttons that you press. X plus 2, and then in y2 we're going to do 3 to the, oh, that was not a 3, try 2, 3 to the x plus 2. If you're on the TI-83, make sure that you put this in parentheses. So on the TI-83 your work will look like this, and then your minus 4. On the 84s, it makes it look nice. However, on the 84s right here, you're still in the exponent, so you need to hit over to get out of the exponent and then do your subtract 4. Again, make sure that you're aware that subtract and negative are different here. We want the subtract on this one. Okay? So we're just going to hit zoom 6. It's your standard window. We'll start there, see what it looks like. So that's our first one because it is graphing sequentially, and that's our second one. So here I have this point of intersection, and then I can see off to the left that they're going to intersect a little bit off the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my window and I'm going to move it a little bit to the left. So to the left is your x-min, so I'm going to go to -15. I don't need to move it up or down. It seemed fine there, so we're going to try that. Notice it moved it to the left. I've got more space over here, or more tick marks over here, I should say. So we want to find the intersection. So to find the intersection, we want to calculate the intersection. So we're going to go to the calculate menu. I want the intersection, which is number 5. Now, when there's more than one intersection like this, you have to put your cursor closer to whichever intersection that you want. So it doesn't matter which one you start with. You're going to have to find both at some point. So since I'm closer to this one, I'm just going to move it over here and be like, this is the intersection I want. So it says first curve and second curve. The way that you jump between the two of them, notice it says up here that I'm in y1. If I want y2, I hit the down button, and it will get me down to this next function, which is y2. If I want to go back, you hit up and down. So up and down switch between the two functions, and left and right moves the cursor. If you only have two functions, you don't really need to worry about switching between the two of them because it will automatically default to the first and then the second. So I'm going to hit enter here because that's my first curve, and then notice it marked a plus sign where it marked the first one, and then it jumped to the second curve and is asking for the second curve. So I just hit enter, and then it asks us to guess, which we don't care about guessing, so I'm going to hit enter. And then it gives us that intersection. So if we round, we're going to do -0.4, 1.8. Okay. So that gives me my point of intersection. But I also need the other point of intersection, which is over here, which remember was off of our picture originally, but we moved our window to the left. So we're going to do second calc. Again, I want the intersection, so I want number 5. You can either scroll down or hit number 5. Both are fine. I want to move my cursor over here. I'm going to start hitting left. I want to go quicker, so I'm going to do second and then over, and then notice the cursor jumps in bigger amounts. So this is close enough, so I'm going to hit enter and then enter and then enter. Again, it was first curve and then automatically defaulted to the second curve and then enter. If you're doing with more than 2 equations, then you can pick which ones you're talking about, and then it will calculate that. So this, when you round, will be -12, -4. And those are our 2 points of intersection. Now, if we wanted to take a look at a different set of functions, so if I were to give you the functions of 3x squared minus 5x plus 4 and 1/2 absolute value of x minus 2 plus 5. If you're unaware, this is absolute values. So I'm just going to go here. I don't need these anymore, so I'm going to hit clear on both of those. So we're going to have 3x squared subtract 5x plus 4. And then I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to just use 0.5 because it's faster. Now to get to the absolute value, you're going to go to math. We want to go under number. And then it's the first one that says abs. So math num abs is what gets you to absolute value. So x minus 2, I have to move over to get out of the absolute value, and then plus 5. If you're on the 83, you would have 0.5 abs x minus 2. These will just be parentheses, but it's telling you it's the absolute value here and then plus 5. So just know that that is how it would look there. So I'm going to hit graph. I have my window on the last one. But conveniently, that works fine, so it's not problematic. So I can just keep it there. Again, we have 2 intersections, so I need to count or calculate both of them. So I do second calc. We want number 5 for intersect. My cursor, notice I can't see my cursor, so it's at negative 2.535. So if you can't see your cursor, you look down here and you see it. So I'm just going to hit enter, 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 because I knew I was over here, and it finds the intersection for me. So we're at negative 0.36, comma 6.18 would be my first intersection. Now I need to find the right intersection, as at the right side, not as incorrect, right? We want the intersection, so we're going to go down to number 5. I need to move my cursor over to say, hey, go over to this one. Also, if one of them will be faster to get there, you can jump up to the other one and then hit over on that function on that graph. So I hit enter because that's my first curve. It jumps to the y1 now, so I hit enter, and then it says guess. We don't care about guessing, so I hit enter again, and it will give us 1.86, 5.07. Right. So then those are our 2 points of intersection. So that's how you find the intersection of your graphs.